Hey, how's it going, you guys? It's petplatypus here, and it's time to review a couple more episodes of Hunter x Hunter. I haven't recorded one of these in a couple of days, actually, because I've had so many reviews ready to just be uploaded. I just took a couple days off, but here to review episodes 122 and 123. This was a cool episode because we got Netero and the King. We got a little bit of Poof and Youppi, and that was pretty much the entire episode. I'll start with Poof and Youppi. Poof sends one of his little guys out while Neferpito is explaining the entire situation to him. This was a good use of narration because we didn't just hear a summary of what's happened the entire time by Neferpito. We simply had the narrator saying, Neferpito explained these things, you know, and she saw this little glint in, you know, Gon's eye or whatever, and that was a good use of narration. Because we didn't just have to sit through, like, a fucking Cliff Note summary of Neferpito's experience, you know, it's just, boom, there you go. But yeah, Poof sends out a little guy. He meets up with Youppi. There's a funny scene where Youppi's like, you look different, and he's like, I could say the same to you. And then they're basically both going to decide to go see the King, but Poof takes notice of Youppi's maturity and the fact that he's changed. And Poof does not like this at all. He's like the only one who's still exactly the same as he used to be. And he's my least favorite aunt of all of them. By far. Like, he is just, I hate this character for some reason. I guess he's a good, I guess it's good that, because he's a villain, so I guess it's good to hate him, but, yeah, I just can't stand him. But yeah, him and Youppi are gonna go see the King. Youppi grows, like, these epic wings with, like, these weird little curl things, and he has, like, wings on his ass, so that was kind of weird, but, it was kind of funny, too. Yeah, so they're gonna go to the King. And that's a good transition, transition, because we got the King and Netero, and the King is actually doing something very interesting that I didn't expect. He wants to just sit down and just kind of chill there and talk to Netero because he has learned what it means to protect weak people from those who are stronger. And it's definitely interesting. I didn't think he would go down a path like this. He's almost a good guy. The only thing that Netero's worried about is how he's going to go about doing it and if he can, you know, control the ant side of himself and the human side of himself and, you know, how all that's going to go down. So yeah, Netero still wants to beat him, but he refuses to fight. Netero summons this epic fucking just Ashura statue thing with like these epic hands. And he does a couple of attacks. They're basically ineffective. But now Netero's going to start fighting seriously because he's like, hey bro, you want to know your name? I know your name, bro. And yeah, so it's going to be that basically. And he says, make me admit defeat. And the King's like, make you admit defeat without killing you. And he references like a rook, and he references like the board game. I think that was really, really cool. And he's like, I'll have you at checkmate soon enough. And I knew the board game was going to be more than just the catalyst for them building a relationship. I knew the board game would affect him more than that. Because there was a lot of internal monologues from the King about how he's afraid to go forward on certain moves and everything. And I think through the game, it kind of built his personality. That's why he's saying things like checkmate right now and stuff like that, so which I think is really cool. I could be wrong, I could be reading too far into it, but no, I'd imagine that's probably the case. Yeah, the two attacks were well animated, I suppose, nothing special really. But yeah, they're gonna go ham. It'll probably cut to something else in the next episode because a lot of shonens like to do that, but I'm fine with that. As long as what it cuts to is interesting, then that's fine. I'm not going to complain. So, yeah, and the episode was well-paced. The narration worked well in this episode. So, yeah, I'm going to go, like, 9 out of 10. Because the statue was fucking epic. I like that there's still not a friction, but Poof is still very fearful of, like, how Youppi and P2 have changed. And, you know, there's a version of Poof that's now out. I believe there's probably two of him right now. One that's with Gon and one that's with Gon and Pito and one that's with Youppi. So yeah, that's interesting. Decent progression, I guess. Not really, but you know, we didn't get to see many characters. But yeah, I'll go like 9 out of 10. The statue was epic. It's cool to see Netero's actual like abilities. We don't know too much about it yet, or I don't, but it definitely looks really badass. So yeah, we'll see how that fight goes, if it is in the next episode. It might not be, but we'll just see. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So I'm just trying to think if there's anything I'm missing. Oh, and that little moment where Gon's eye kind of like opens a little bit more, that little waver or whatever they call it, that little glint. That's probably going to be important. That's probably going to be, you know, something. So, yeah. I very much covered everything, so... Yeah, 9 out of 10 for this episode. I really, really liked it. I really like the development that the king has been going through. I like where he's landed at right now with his idea of protecting the weak and everything. But yeah. So, now I will be reviewing episode 123. Okay, you guys, so episode 123. 123. It did cut away from the king and Netero, but that's okay, because this was pretty damn cool. We get Ikalgo, Little Octobro, and fucking Wolfrin, the dude I've been fucking just talking so much shit about for like every video. And they have a confrontation, and he ends up getting into the room with Ikalgo. And we see the fucking one bitch who can exorcise Nen, her little servant, and the dude with the big eyebrows. They get out of there on a truck, or in a truck I should say. And, or they're going to the treasure room or whatever. And Wolfrin's hot shit, though. He's like, I'm gonna fuck you up, bro. And fucking Ikalgo's like, no, I'm gonna shoot you first. He does the little handgun, and he fucking does it. And Wolfrin's just turning into this coward. He's like, what the fuck's going on? I can't believe this dude wants to fucking, like, actually kill me. And he doesn't care about his own life. And he ends up using this centipede move, which is kind of gross. Scratch that. Extremely, extremely gross. It's burrowing inside of fucking Ikalgo's head, and he has to, like, tell the truth and everything, but he's still controlling it. He's shooting him no matter what. He's ready to go. It's easier for him to pull the trigger, because he's going to sacrifice his own life, and it's really epic, and he has this fucking glazed-over look with the lowered eyelids, and it would look badass. As badass as Ikalgo can look. And he ends up asking him stuff about his life. He ends up asking him, like, what do you remember when you were a human? And Wolfrin starts to explain, and we find out that he was one of those fodder dudes dressed all in white, one of the thug dudes who worked for Gyro. And apparently his brother, who was not related by blood, looked like Gyro. I don't know if that's, like, super important or anything, but yeah. I'm amazed Gyro even got brought up again, but, yeah, that backstory still bothers me. Like, I don't understand. That's probably going to be a character later on at some point, but getting his whole backstory in this arc was so fucking weird. But anyway, that's a different fucking episode. That's a different topic, but, yeah, and it's just, I love the intensity of the situation. Fucking Octobro was super badass, and we get character depth for this wolf character and how he was apparently strangled by his dad. His mom was like, fuck the guy, and very weird designs on those characters, very fucking creepy looking. But yeah, he, you know, talked about how he was saved by a guy who looks like Gyro, and he remembers some other things, and he ends up telling the truth, and he tells fucking Octobro pretty much where Palm is, the human that they caught earlier that they put into a cocoon, and then we see her come out of the cocoon. It could be no one other than Palm, and of course, I mean, it actually kind of looks like how she originally looked with the black hair and everything, but I don't know what the personality will be like. And they called her, I believe, number 1, and I'm under the assumption that that's probably part of the selection program that they were doing. They were going to have their big selection thing with all the people and make like an army, and yeah. This is probably the first one, so I don't know if this is going to be, like, evil Palm, and, like, they have to kill her. That would suck. But, yeah, Palm is apparently now, like, a Chimera Ant thing. That sucks. But, yeah, it was a cool episode, though. I thought, animation-wise, it wasn't anything special. Pacing was actually solid. There was definitely narration in this episode at some points, but I can't remember when, so it wasn't too intrusive. It blended in nicely. Development and depth for the wolf character I think is cool. I still don't really care for him that much, but I don't fucking hate him like I did before. I'm just kind of indifferent. Like, I'm like, okay, well-developed character, surprising backstory, alright, you know. Yeah, that ending was really cool, and fucking Little Ikalgo's fucking resolve to get this shit done no matter what was pretty badass too, so yeah, I'll go around an 8 out of 10 for this episode of Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, not bothered that we didn't get to see the King or Netero because this was interesting material. So yeah, hopefully we will get back to the King and Netero relatively soon, in a few episodes hopefully, because I know this is really slow and like, what, only 3 minutes have gone by or some shit. So yeah, or like probably like more than that now, but yeah. So, thanks for watching this video. Tell me what you guys thought of these episodes in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.